Alright, what's up guys, it's Joshy J here. I'm going to take you through something very basic, just how to get a 2D kind of a look in 3D, and then also how to add the grease pencil onto this, so how to paint something really basic. And I've started using this in a lot of my workflows, so I figured I would just share it. So the first thing you want to do is, so I've got this box here that I just found online. I didn't even build this, I just thought it would be a good place to start. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up the shader editor over here, and you want to type in shader to RGB and color ramp. These are going to be the places where it's going to feed through here and transmit the color data to be mapped onto this. The one thing you do want to do is you want to change this to constant, which means that it's going to map these colors onto this box here. So when you're doing this, you want to be going in Viewport Shading. So when I zoom in here, I want to, first of all, when you go into the camera view here, so this is going to be what my camera is going to see. If I go into view and I click the camera to view, that means this is what I want my camera to be seeing. So I'm going to have a light source up here. I can turn that off there. There we go. And I'm just going to move this light around. Let's move it over there. And so now the next thing you want to do is, because I want to make this box, I want to make it look like wood. This is the place where you're going to change a lot of the colors. So if you're unsure of your values, you can just move up the colors in terms of value scaling to begin with, like this. And then you add another one, and you can change these values like that. And this one I think is probably too wide, so we're going to bring that down. So we've just got a grayscale thing going on over here, and you'll notice if you move these around, notice how the box is changing based on where the light is. You see what I mean? So if I move, so I want to get a nice balance of colors going on here. Mostly just values actually there. That's pretty good. That looks quite good. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Let's change this from straight black to something a little bit more gray. Alright, okay, cool. Okay, cool. So now that we know that our values are working, we can actually just double click this, and you can just move this straight into this brown area over here. So I'm just doing this very basically and very rough, but I'm moving it kind of in the same area that I'm moving the previous one, but I'm just moving it slightly towards red, like a red-brown kind of a color. That's what I want this color of this box to be. So there we can see we've got, there we go, cool. Okay, so now, so now the cool part is that if I go into my rendered view here, I can update these color nodes here. I can update them live, so you can see what's going on here. Like if I move this around, you can see how it affects the box like that, which is really careful. Yeah, I mean, you'll probably, in your scene, you'll probably need to just move these shaders and the color sliders around just to get it how you want. But I'm just showing you something super basic. One thing that you can even do is change the light. So I've currently got a spotlight. If I change it to a sunlight and I change that to 1, it's a lot. Let's actually change it to 2. There we go. So this is resembling a sunlight. So it's just going to be super basic. So you'll have to change it. What I would suggest is, if you're building a scene, you set what light you're going to use first, and then after that, then you can move these around, because then you don't have to adjust it according to the light. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So the next thing you're going to do is add in a plane, and you want to scale this up like that. And I'm actually just going to apply the same. This is the wood texture. I'm going to apply the same texture to this guy, so we can see it. So we can see what's happening. So you can even see it's got the shadow going on over here as well. So another thing you can do on top of this, if you want to, is I like to use a lot of line work, so it would look super cool. Let's actually change this light. Sorry. Let's change the sunlight to something. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's a bit darker. Alright, cool. So if I want to add some light here, sorry, if I want to add some lines on here, then I can go into, I don't know, there's a lot of tutorials out there on the grease pencil. And the way you add a grease pencil is you hit Shift A, grease pencil, and you can hit stroke like that. Alright, so if we hold down Tab and we go into our drawing mode here, you can see, okay, first thing you want to do is you want to click this orange tab over here. While you're in drawing, sorry, let's add this here, there we go. Okay, so these are the different layers of the different colors that you can use to draw. If you hit down F and you move this, that's how you get the scaling of the size of your brush. This is the strength over here. And if I click on my lines tab here, and I go there, and I go into view display, and I click in front, that means that everything that I draw is going to be in front here. So this is going to be in front of my object. The brush that I like to use is this pencil brush over here, and I like to pump the strength up to 100, and you can get this very organic. I actually turn, if you go to advanced and you turn off active smoothing, you get this very organic kind of looking. You can press hard. I've got a tablet, so you can press hard and it'll go dark, or you can go light and it'll be a lot lighter. But you can get this very organic kind of looking thing going there. And so as of now, it's not drawing on this box here. So if I wanted, so I'm gonna actually just erase this just to make things easier, like that. There we go. All right. Okay. Cool. So okay, let's just change back to this mode. So if I wanted to draw on this box, what I would do is I would click on the draw tool here. I'll go into Origin, I click on Surface, and I would take this down to probably 0.01. And you'll see if you click on Surface, wherever I draw, it's going to map onto this surface here. So you can see this is quite thick, but say for example I just do a circle like this. You can see how it's mapping onto the surface that I already have, which is super neat for getting like texture kind of lines. So if I want to make this smaller, and I want to do some outlines here like this, just something. So yeah, that's one thing you gotta remember is if you do have something behind it and you go on the edge and you miss, you'll see how it maps to the nearest surface. So if you are doing an edge like that, it's probably best just to go like that. There we go. Then it kind of stays on the edge. And say for example, I just wanted to make this look like it was kind of hand drawn. I didn't want to have too much 3D look going on there. I can kind of paint in these. I can kind of paint in some of the wood textures over here, like this. There we go. So this is just very rough, but I'm just gonna put in some, like a few textures in here, a few lines. There we go. And maybe there's like a bolt over here. Maybe there's like another nail that they knocked in over there. There we go. Okay, cool. So this is very rough. And the other thing you can do is if you click here and you go under lines, you go under the material tab here and you click on the black line, you can change the color of the line in like live update. So if I want to make this like pink and really bright, you notice how it like updates it on the actual box itself, which is cool because if you've done a whole bunch of lines and you wanted to change all of them, you can. So what a cool thing to do is just make this brown, and if we go back into the the viewport shading, you'll see these lines are still on this box with this 2D shaded kind of a look. And so you'll notice here it's got this very 2D type of a look, plus also you're able to draw on the surface like that. And this helps a lot if you want to get, for animation purposes. So if I go into the camera view and say, for example, I wanted this to pan around this box, but I didn't want to have to like cell shade it, and I had this kind of a thing going on, then then you have all the data here, all the 2D data here, and then you can still navigate around it like that. I'll actually show you another thing that you can do. Let's actually just close this here. And if I open up, here we go. Okay, so this is a random guy that I modeled yesterday, and you can, it looks really bad, but I was just trying to get the point across to my friend, is if I add a grease pencil and I add shift from object mode, grease pencil, blank, sorry, that's actually stroke, there we go. Alright, so if I'm in draw mode here, remember to turn this on, there we go. Okay, cool. So now this is currently going to draw on the surface of my model that I've got going here. So I'm actually just going to make this a lot smaller, and you'll see it's got these, you're able to add these very like interesting lines to your object. And yeah, then after that you can apply those shaders, and then you have this very 2D type of a look. You'll notice that if it comes off here, that's because your surface dimension is too far. So if you make it a lot smaller, like I usually do 0.1, then you'll see if I draw on this model here, you'll see how it's mapped almost exactly onto it. And yeah, otherwise cool guys, this is just a basic thing I wanted to show you. And yeah, feel free to share it if you guys like it. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.